What's good, everybody? Joe Mama here, and today I'm going over my Week 2 matchup in the VDL 15 division against the Londonian Krillowattrels. So, the Londonian Krillowattrels team consists of Iron Leaves, Moltres, Feraligatr, Drapion, Steelix, Drampaw, Dodrio, Lunatone, Galarian Corsola, and Torracat. So, kind of the big threats I'd say on this team are Iron Leaves and Feraligatr, in the sense they're really good setup sweepers. Feraligatr with Dragon Dance, and Iron Leaves with Quark Drive, boosting its speed, and then a Swords Dance. And in a weird way, maybe like a body press combo, like body press Iron Defense combo, Steelix might prove to be an issue as well. And Drapion, so there's a lot of like potential setup sweepers. I heavily prepped around Iron Leaves because I feel like that's the most threatening of the setup sweepers. But because of that, I have left holes in my team for Drapion, and in a weird way, Galarian Corsola is actually pretty scary against my team as well, with its just status and its ability to use Strength Sap to lower my attacking stats and heal itself. But I'd like to think there are some. I've included some checks in my team against those Pokemon, but I heavily revolved my team around stopping Iron Leaves, and then everything else kind of followed suit. So hopefully I didn't tunnel vision too hard on it, but we'll see in the match, I suppose. But yeah, let's go over the team before we do anything else. So my first Pokemon's Infernape. Or not Infernape, excuse me, Incineroar. I don't know why I said Infernape. But yeah, my Incineroar, pretty standard set. Gave him leftovers, Parting Shot, EQ, Will-O-Wisp, Flare Blitz. I did consider running Heavy Duty Boots on it, but I already have Heavy Duty Boots on one of my other Pokemon, Kleavor. So I didn't. We'll see how it works, but I really want to have like the innate healing that Incineroar provides, because I don't want this thing to die, and I don't have room for my Audino or anything this week to Wish Pass. But yeah, so I have Incineroar. I have, it's like I said, pretty standard set, Parting Shot, Will-O-Wisp, and then I had EQ and Flare Blitz as my damaging moves. EQ just kind of as something against Drapion. But in all honesty, Flare Blitz probably does more damage, but in case I don't want to lose health rate, EQ is really good. Then for my Starmie, I have Rapid Spin, T-Bolt, Scald. I thought about running Shadow Ball over... I have T-Wave as well. T-Wave, Rapid Spin, T-Bolt, Scald. I considered running Shadow Ball over T-Wave for the Galarian Corsola, but at that point, Scald, because of Stab, does equal damage, and it has the chance to burn, so I didn't really think it was necessary. So I decided to run a status move in T-Wave. The speed EVs are to outrun anything unscarfed, and we're running him pretty offensive this week with Life Orb. I'm starting to realize that as good as Analytic is, because Starmie is one of the fastest Pokemon in this draft league, I'm finding it hard to justify running Analytic on this Pokemon. I feel like it's kind of like a bait, so I feel like Natural Cure always has utility in the sense that, Paralyze, it can come in on a T-Spikes maybe, Rapid Spin a T-Spikes away, it's poison, but whatever, you just Natural Cure, you switch out. And yeah, I guess it's all good. I also consider running Recover, but I think because he has so many setup sweepers that T-Wave will just cripple those Pokemon and help me in the long run much more. Now this is really interesting. I decided to run a bulky Kleavor this week. And the main reason I did, actually, is because bulky Kleavor, even with a +2 Swords Dance on Iron Leaves, Kleavor can tank a hit, and then U-turn and OHKO it, at least force it out, right? And the reason that Kleavor is able to run a bulky set at all is because it has Scyther's moves, because this is a Nat Dex draft. So it has access to Roost, which is super huge in the sense that I can heal up the HP that I've lost, right? And I gave it a few other utility moves. I gave it Stone Edge, I gave it U-Turn for pivoting, and knock off to knock off problematic items. So pretty standard for like a defensive Pokemon, but maybe unexpected on Kleavor, and that may be, good enough for the win, right? Because he may think he can, one-shot Kleavor, which he can't with Iron Leaves. So I think that's pretty cool. My Machamp is going to be pretty similar to what it was last week. I felt it worked really well. This time putting more stuff into defense because most of his Pokemon have physical attacking stats and not very good special attacking stats. But I don't want to neglect the special attacking stats because he does have a few that can kind of run me over if I am not careful. So, I decided to run Assault Vest again this week. I have Dynamic Punch, No Guard, obviously that's the main combo. 90% of the time I would be using that move just because of the guaranteed confusion and just how much damage it does. We have Bullet Punch for priority, Stone Edge mainly for the Moltres, and then Knock Off that kind of predicts the Galarian Corsola switch in, I guess. Because obviously if I knock off his Eviolite, that Pokemon becomes significantly worse. So that's kind of the plan with Machamp. Next we have Meowsodon, the Lightbird. That's really funny. But kind of a more utility mon this week. He has Encore plus T-Wave. Encore for the pesky setup Pokemon. T-Wave for just another way to, maybe I Encore something, he's forced to switch out. I T-Wave whatever it switches into kind of thing. He can be Terra Captain, so he is Terra Dark. I have both my Terra Captains here. Depending on which one I'll need, I can use the one that fits the situation better. Terra Dark Sucker Punch with Life Orb, one-shots Iron Leaves, and then if he keeps Swords Dancing, right, he's in a mix-up because he has to guess correctly because U-Turn also will one-shot. So it's he has to guess whether to try to stall out PP for Sucker Punch with Swords Dance, or if he should attack, right? So if he attacks and I Sucker Punch, he's dead. If he doesn't attack and Swords Dance and I U-Turn, he's dead. So it's really, I made Sucker Punch for a few turns and, right when he thinks I'm just going to keep Sucker Punching, I U-Turn and he's dead, right? So it's pretty bad for him having my Lightbird facing his Iron Leaves. And then, of course, U-Turn's just good for pivoting. Sucker Punch just does a lot of damage. And then, obviously, except for Steelix on his team, T-Wave kind of greatly harms a lot of his Pokemon. So then we have Kona the Manectric. This is a very standard set for Manectric. It is T-Bolt, Volt Switch, plus some Fire move and Switcheroo with Choice Specs. So this is my special attacking Wall Breaker, I guess, this week. I'm probably going to lead with him because an unboosted Iron Leaves can't kill this thing, and obviously Overheat will. Well, I guess not obviously, but Overheat will. Oko. Volt Switch is for pivoting, which is very important in Pokemon that are choiced, so you can switch out easily. Switcheroo is essentially a trick. It will give its choice specs to someone unsuspecting, maybe the likes of Steelix or one of his physical attacking Pokemon. I have to be careful. I don't give it, to Drampa or don't give it to Moltres, but that's kind of an end game kind of crippling thing I can give to like a Galarian Corsola as well. So I think it'll be pretty solid in that sense. And we just have T-Bolt for raw damage as well. So like I said, I think I may have tunnel vision too much for the Iron Leaves, but I feel like I have answers, right, to other stuff. Feraligator's a bit scary, but nothing, Lightbird can't switch into. Machamp can switch into reasonably well, as long as he doesn't have DD up. And then when it does have DD up, if it switches in healthy, it can get rid of it. And We have some cool stuff here. Anyways, guys, I will see you at the battle. Alright, guys, here we are. Alright. Yeah. Ooh, Torcat this time. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. I think we just start with Kona here, because we can overheat on the Steelix and the Iron Leaves, and then we can Volt Switch on anything else. And if our Volt Switch fails... Also, actually, I think we switch Rue if he sends out the Feraligatr first, to be honest. Because either way, if he switches to Steelix to avoid the electric type attack, Steelix is kind of useless. Fair. I think we do this. Just because if he switches to Steelix, I want to be caught in. Okay. He's probably going to send out Leaves here. We can go into Scizor if he does. Moltres. Does Moltres kill with Air Slash? We're going to send in Kleavor. He's going to get a turn. Yep. Yeah, this thing is pretty annoying. He's going to DD. We're going to Prankster Encore. And worst comes worst, he'll switch. We'll T-Wave this. Steelix. Will you turn here into Starmie? He can't stay in. We're going to have to T-Wave, I think. You know what? No, we're going to... Yeah, we're going to T-Wave. He's going to switch. He can't stay in on this, I think. He did stay in. That's crazy. Okay. Does he have rocks as anything else? I don't think so. We Volt Switch here. Hopefully it's paralyzed from Fake Out. Nice. Sending Cleavor. We're going to U-turn. Yeah, we U-turn. Thought I was going to switch. That did a lot less than I thought it would. Okay. We dynamic punch here. It's dead. AV coming clutch. It's dead. Fair. We will. Nice. That's not bad. Pretty good. I think T-Wave's safe here because he's going to expect the Encore. It missed. Fair. Dragon Pulse. Nice. If you didn't bring Smart Strike on Iron Leaves, I'm pretty sure we can one-shot it. Yeah, sorry the commentary is not super great. I'm always trying to think like what I'm trying to do next. Speed. He's gonna have to substitute again, or just like swing and hope something happens. Yeah. Okay. GG's. Super well played, I think. And then I'll upload. All right. Yeah. Bulky Cleavor was crazy here. He did really well saving kind of his main sweepers for the end. Picked off some of my team. Definitely underestimated Torracat. That thing was super annoying with fake out U-turn, and then obviously intimidate. But yeah, GG. I think. Man, I don't really know who was. I think Minetric went crazy this week. I think these are the two possible Terra captains really, Leipard and And Manectric. Yeah, it was good. Cleavor super crazy. Glide did full defensive EVs on him. And it really just kind of showcased, like, this Pokemon's more versatile than, like, a lot of people give it credit for, I guess. So, yeah, awesome stuff. GG's.